Hello, I'm Kristina Darby, and I want to talk about self-care today. Self-care is the ability to show up for yourself every day, no matter what. When you talk about self-care, people think it's something major. It's going for pedicures, it's shopping. But self-care is actually just taking deep breaths and relaxing for 5 to 10 minutes a day to prepare your own thoughts for yourself. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. And a lot of us are parents and have yet to master self care. We've yet to master emotional intelligence. We've yet to master financial literacy, and all those things are part of self care. So, for me, I was um, I wasn't really raised on healthy love. I was raised on toxic love, so I didn't know what it meant for self care. I thought it meant going out splurging and going out getting my nails and toes done and allowing other people to do things for me. But that's not really self care. Self care is you getting outside, taking your shoes off, getting in touch with the earth and acclimatizing to the area you're in. So many of us have these illnesses and diseases that we can cure by simply taking care of ourselves and stepping outside of our comfort zones and stop being in these boxes. We live in buildings and we're on top of each other like domesticated animals, and we are human beings. We are made to experience nature. So we need to experience nature. We need to get up and exercise. We need to eat proper diets. We don't eat for nutritional value as we should. We eat for personal satisfaction. We self-harm for personal satisfaction, not knowing that you can't really love yourself if you would harm yourself on purpose, if you will go out of your way to harm yourself, because um, most addictions are expensive, and we can have an addiction to food, we can have an addiction to drugs. These things exist. An addiction is simply something that you can't go without, like you just have to have. And if someone told you that you should stop it, you say, oh, I love it too much to stop it. But do you love it too much, or do you not love yourself enough? Which is it? And so with self-care, you have to peel back the layers and go back and understand how you got to where you are with your self-care, because they teach you math, social studies, science, and I think reading comprehension over and over and over again in school, but we never took a class on self-care. And we even take refresher courses for our jobs now, but we don't even take refresher courses on self-care. Like, some of the times the way we were taught to do certain things were absolutely wrong, but we're too afraid to face ourselves. We're too afraid to face our parents. We're too afraid to get to know who we truly are. In fear, we might not even like that person, but you don't even like who you are as a facade for the world. You don't like who the world told you to be. You tolerate it because it's comfortable for you, and you don't really have confrontation. It takes a lot of discipline and sometimes a lot of confrontation, because a lot of people are going to question you when you're caring for yourself, because this world runs on us not caring for ourselves. This world runs on us not loving ourselves, and self-love takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of, I'm not going to attach myself to this because this doesn't serve me. Self-love is a lot of relaxing and solitude, because you need to hear your own thoughts. And in order to hear your own thoughts, you have to be alone. And in order to feel your own energy, you need to be alone, because energy is contagious. It's no way you can stop the energy of the next person from coming into your field. Um, and you want to make sure that you're around people that you're choosing to be around. You want to be around people that actually care about themselves the way you care about yourself, and they can reciprocate what you're putting out. Otherwise, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're around energy leeches and you just continue to stay around because that's how you were taught. And we breed generational curses and generational traumas, and we don't understand that we have to work through our traumas. And when we work through our traumas, we even have traumas that we don't even know. We have coping mechanisms that we don't even know they're coping mechanisms. We adapted them in the womb, because oftentimes if you have a traumatic childhood, you had a traumatic experience in the womb, and you created these mechanisms to cope. So you have these coping mechanisms, and it's natural for you to do them because you've been doing them way before you were born. So it takes dissecting yourself and observing yourself and figuring out how you got to where you are. And a lot of times when you study your behavior, you pinpoint what and who you are you can realize how you got to that place, how you got to that position, because human beings, we're all different, but we're all pretty much the same. And if you study us and study behaviors and patterns, if you see a repeat pattern, you oftentimes find a repeat trauma. That trauma exists in that child and this child and that child, and these children are now adults and they just carry on their coping mechanisms because nobody's coming to teach them to love yourself and care for yourself, or how to do it. Like, they tell you, you should love yourself, you should take care of yourself, but how? And we are too afraid to ask how. We live in this bubble of fear, yeah? And when you're in this bubble of fear, it gets really cozy, it's really nesty. And if you decide to leave that bubble of fear, things get really weird for you. It's oftentimes lonely. The same people that helped you get into these generational curses will be mad at you for trying to break them. The same ones that need the healing will point fingers and giggle at you for trying to heal yourself. So it takes a lot of discipline, and it takes a lot of resilience, and it takes a lot of thick skin, because a lot of things, people will ridicule you for wanting to know yourself and love yourself and actually being yourself. If you don't get in line and play along with the rest of the robots, people will ridicule you. They will lie on you and point fingers at you, and you have to be strong enough to accept the fact that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them, because people project. When people project, it absolutely have nothing to do with you. It's just that they see pieces of themselves inside your behavior, and they know what their thoughts are. They don't know your thoughts at all. So, and that's how you have to understand and interpret projection. So for self-care, you want to start taking care of yourself. You want to start exercising daily, even if it's just a mile walk. You don't have to walk briskly. You don't have to run. You could just take a mile walk. Get lost in your town. Walk around. Stop hopping in cars and on elevators. Take the stairs sometimes. You may miss some vital lessons because you're doing the convenient route. Take your shoes off outside. Get in touch with nature. We have become conditioned to air conditioner and being inside buildings, and that's not good for us. That's why we keep saying the planet is overheating, where if you're outside and acclimatizing and you're getting in touch with nature, then you really won't overheat. You acclimatize. You are made for this planet. If you weren't made for this planet, then you wouldn't be here. So earthing, grounding, whatever you want to call it. Take your shoes off. Put your toes in the grass. Eat healthy. Eat for nutritional value. Stop eating for personal satisfaction every day. Yeah, I eat for personal satisfaction every now and then. Let's stop doing it every day. If you want to eat meat, eat it once a week. You don't have to eat it every day, and you should really study up on what you're eating. A lot of the things that you're ingesting is a bunch of chemicals, and your system is foreign to your system, and that's why our organs age faster than we do when we eat meat, because meat is foreign to our system. It stresses us out. Like, our work is foreign to us. It stresses us out. And people like to say humans evolved because they ate meat. But if this is what you call evolution, then I don't want a part of it, because we're the most domesticated animal on the planet. We eat whatever is put in front of us, and we don't question it. Even lizards question a dead bug that you put in front of them. They observe it and make sure that what they're about to eat is what they actually want to eat. And we're supposed to eat for nutritional value. And if you're told to eat for nutritional value, dead flesh serves no nutritional value for you whatsoever, especially if it's dead then cooked. In order for the lion or the cheetah or the leopard or all those cats that eat animals to get nutritional value, they eat it raw. And we should eat our plants and fruits raw, things that we can go out and get. We're not out biting into animals to kill them and eat them. We're going to a store and getting it off a shelf, and we don't know what they did to it to get it to that shelf. Sometimes it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 weeks old, and they've added dyes and chemicals to it to make it look good to you. And that's the thing with us. We care how things look, not about how they make us feel. Even when we're treated wrong by people, the people don't care that they treated you wrong, otherwise they wouldn't have treated you that way. They care how it sounds to other people that they treated you that way. So for self-care, it's not just a pedicure or a manicure. It's not just, excuse me, I'm a little gassy. It's not just bits and pieces of physical and personal satisfaction. It's everything that makes you human, and actually taking care of it, and actually ensuring that you're putting yourself first no matter what, because you're not guaranteed anybody else to put you first in this world. And if, just like on airplane, they tell you to put your mask on before you put on other people's masks. You can't take care of other people if you can't take care of yourself. You can't take care of other people's health if you're not taking care of your own health. And if you're allowing yourself to live on this planet and not take care of yourself, but you continue to have children, that's a problem. You're being a disservice, because you're not making a place a better place. You're essentially making it worse, because you're not even giving them the tools they need to survive and thrive in this world on something as simple as self-care, emotional intelligence, financial literacy, how to process their feelings. Like, a lot of us were told to shut up or stop crying because it annoyed our parents, but you made me cry. Like, you brought this on. They like to say, shut up before I give you something to cry for. And that wasn't good for us. That taught us to mask your feelings in front of other people so as to not piss them off or hurt them because of your feelings. And that made you feel your feelings were invalid or they weren't feasible, but they are. Your feelings are valid. You matter. Your emotions matter. How you feel matter. Speak up. Speak out. Because if you don't, then people will treat you how they want you to be treated. And that's not how life works at all whatsoever. You treat people how you want to be treated. And if they're not reciprocating that, then you let them go. They don't serve you. And you understand that it's okay to let people go. It's perfectly fine. You can't find the human beings that you deserve that reciprocate your bond if you're holding on to people that don't reciprocate your bond. Learn to believe in yourself. Learn to use your imagination for your greater good. Learn that the only thing that makes you separate from other animals in the animal kingdom is you have a conscience, and you can use that conscience to change your world, to change your environment. But we use it to believe in things that are meaningless, like jobs and money. Currency has no backing to it. Just our belief in it is what keeps it going. Our belief that we continue to slave ourselves for it will bring us more of it is what keeps it going. Our belief that we have to do things that take away our morals or isn't good for our health and our self-care is what keeps it going. And so a lot of us work to survive. We don't work because we like it. We just work because we feel like we have to. If you ask people every day, if you did a survey, like, why are you going to work, or why are you up so early, or why are you doing this, they're doing it because other people are doing it. They're not doing it because they want to. If they wanted to, they'd sit at home all day, every day. But they think that they have to work to make money. And a major part of self-care is understanding how to affirm what you want, believe in it, relax, and repeat it again. Affirm what you want, believe, show up as the person that wants it, show up as the person that has it, show up as the person that's getting it every day until you receive it. You speak what you wish to see until you see what you spoke. That's what affirmation is. Affirming that I am, I will. Affirm that every day and show up as that person. Walk like you got 1,000 men behind you, letting you know that they're there to protect you, to serve you, and make sure that nothing in your world will fail. Everything is accomplishable as long as you stay. I think I just made up accomplishable. See that you stay the course. Make sure that you can use your imagination to make you better, not to make you worse. A lot of us imagine being robbed until we get robbed. A lot of us use it to imagine failing until we fail, and then I knew I was going to fail. A lot of us use it to predict negative outcomes for ourselves, and when a negative outcome happens, which is like, well, you used your energy, your imagination to manifest this thing. So use it for your greater good. Use it for your self-care. Start taking 30, 40 minutes a day out for just you. And you don't even have to do anything. Just sit there the 30, 40 minutes a day and process your thoughts, because if you're not processing your thoughts, you can't really understand other people's thoughts. You'll start projecting. And you want to make sure that you can understand and comprehend people and ask questions when needed, because you want people to understand and comprehend you and ask questions when needed too. So give them that same space that you're requesting of them. And That's what a major part of self-care is. And if you're dating and you're healing, please get out. Get out. Because you're going to hurt them more than you can help them. A hurt person hurt more people. And a lot of times you're not okay with apologizing and accounting for your actions, because it's a major part of healing, accountability and being apologetic. And so if you're healing, you need to heal, work through your problems and emotions. And sometimes you need to be around other people. So date. But realize when you've learned the lesson from that dating, and be able to let the person go, because you're not done healing. And healing takes a lot of solitude. If you're healing with other people around, then you're possibly healing them, and it's not really benefiting you, it's benefiting them for the next person. And you want to make sure that you're your best version for your next person, because your next person may be a child, especially if you're having unprotected sex. Your next person may be your next person and last person. So you want to be your best version for them. And you don't want to hold on to people just because how long you've known them or how long you've loved them. That's not self-care whatsoever. You have to learn that putting yourself and your feelings and emotions first is always the goal for self-care. It's always the goal. You never want to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to make other people better, because if they wanted to see you better, they wouldn't have you in the situation that you're in, to choose them over yourself, to choose them over your mental peace. And learn to thoroughly, properly communicate. Hey, thoroughly and properly communicate your feelings and emotions, and when something is not working for you, and communicate up front what it is that you're expecting from the bond, so that there are no misinterpretations or miscommunication on your end, because you want to be your best version of yourself. Show up your best version, and understand that you're human, and humans, we make a lot of mistakes, and we're human. Animals make mistakes. I like this light and like a halo, so that's why I'm sitting here like this. Sorry, I keep flashing through. Love yourself and don't care what it look like to other people. Take care of yourself. Be there for yourself. Show up for yourself. Clap for yourself. Teach yourself. Educate yourself. Heal yourself. You spend the most time with your body. You should know more about yourself than you expect a doctor that you just met to know about yourself. We've been domesticated into thinking that we need doctors, but a lion heals themselves in the womb, an elephant heals themselves in the womb. In the wild. Why did I say in the womb? In the wild. In the wild. In the wild. But we've been domesticated into thinking that we need other things outside of ourselves to heal ourselves. But it's in the food. It's in the herbs. Medicine comes from the earth. It does not come from a lab. It's not white either. It's possibly green or brown. Most of the time it's green or brown. It's never white. Yeah. And I've studied a lot of medicine, herbs, and Chinese medicine, African medicine, the East Asian medicine, the Western African medicine. Like, most of it's brown or green. It's never white or in pill form. So many of us are at war with ourselves, and in order for us to have peace globally, we have to have peace within in order for peace to be a mass thing. So we have to take back our powers and reiterate that we are in charge of ourselves and who we are, and stop depending on things outside of us to get us to where we need to be in life. So it takes self-care, self-courage, discipline, a lot of self-motivation, being your own parent, being your own teacher, being there for yourself, loving yourself, and ensuring that you have you like nobody else have you, because people in this world will do things for and to you, but you can never get what you can do and to and for yourself from other people. So you want to make sure you give it to yourself, and you want to make sure you take care of yourself and love yourself and educate yourself. It's okay to not know. It's not okay to not know, and be okay with not knowing. Go out there and seek the knowledge. We live in a greatest age today where we could do anything we want to do. We can become as rich as we want to be, as successful as we want to, but we have to desire these things and take care of ourselves to get to where it is we want to be in life. And wherever it is you want to be, whatever it is you want to do, it starts with taking care of you first, in order to make sure that you're on the right path, you're doing the things you love to do and want to do, and that you're taking care of yourself. Self-care is showing up for yourself no matter what, every day, all day. Even if it's showing up for a lazy day, be in that moment, live in that moment, because you can't get it back. Even if it's taking a day off work for your mental peace, you don't always have to be physically sick. You could be mentally ill, and it doesn't have to be a major mental illness. You just need a day to relax and get back to who you are, reground yourself, regroup. And it's okay to love yourself and take care of yourself. And read all the ingredients on everything you ingest. Google what you do not know. And I'm pretty sure you'll find the answers.